Most people would probably know Sam Heughan as Jamie Fraser in the hit Starz television series Outlander.
It's Fraser. James. Alexander. Malcolm. Mackenzie.
After all, it is his most notable role. But since the 8th and final season of the show was recently confirmed, fans are wondering what's next for the beloved actors. Here's the good news. Sam Heughan is set to star in a brand new rom-com being released this year. But who does he play in the film, and what is it all about? Today we're going through everything you need to know about Sam Heughan's role in the upcoming film Love Again. First things first, we need to know who Heughan plays in the exciting new romance film. So who is his character? Well, Heughan is set to play the role of the primary love interest to co-star Priyanka Chopra in this captivating story. Now you're probably wondering, what is this movie all about? Well, the film follows Mira Ray, played by Chopra, who is coping with the loss of her fiancé. To deal with the loss, she sends a bunch of romantic and heartbreaking texts to his old phone number. But little does she know that Sam Heughan's character, Rob Burns, recently received a new work phone. And his new number happens to be her fiancé's old number.
Just wearing my dead boyfriend's shirt and texting his old number.
But just wait, there's more. Heughan's character is also a journalist, and he's been tasked with writing a profile of the massively famous Celine Dion. When he meets Dion to work on the profile, he asks for her help in figuring out how to meet Mira in person, and hopefully, he can win her over. Honestly, what a unique premise. But did you know that this film actually already exists? Or at least it's already been made in another language.
Kurz dauert die Liebe, solange das vergessen ist. Das hat wenigstens noch ein bisschen Niveau. Ja, wenn du weg bist, ist mein Herz ohne Strom. Ist doch dasselbe im Grün. Ist aus dem letzten Hit von Henriette Boot.
Let me explain. You see, the film starring Heughan and Chopra is actually a remake of the 2016 German film titled SMS für dich. Even more interesting, the original German film is based on a novel by Sophie Kramer. If you didn't know, remaking films from other countries isn't a new thing in Hollywood at all. In fact, it's becoming more and more popular each year for Hollywood executives to look for foreign movies and books to adapt into English language films. But enough about the plot. When will we be able to see it? Excitingly enough, the film comes out super soon. You can expect to see it in theaters on May 12, 2023. Possibly the most exciting thing about this film's release is the fact that we haven't really seen Sam Heughan in many other roles, besides Jamie since the start of the Outlander series back in 2014, of course. But since the series recently announced that it will be coming to an end, it makes total sense why Heughan would choose now to focus his attention in a few different directions. Speaking of, what's happening with Outlander? Here's everything we know. The show recently wrapped up its 6th season back in May 2022, but there are tons more on the way, before the show ends for good, that is. Basically, they've confirmed Season 7 of the show back when they were first releasing Season 6 in 2022. The 7th season, which wrapped filming just last month in February 2023, is set to release this year. But when exactly can we expect more of the show? Do we have a release date? Fans of the show are desperate to see more of their favorite characters, but there have been some developments since the announcement of Season 7. What could have possibly happened, you may be wondering? Well, back in January 2023, the cast and crew announced that Outlander's 8th season would be its last. Isn't that heartbreaking? While fans are still highly anticipating the release of Season 7, they can't help but mourn the upcoming loss of the show, considering there are only going to be 2 more seasons. Regardless of that, when can we expect the 7th season? And more importantly, will it be released before we get to see Sam Heughan in Love Again? It appears that we'll be seeing Love Again way before Outlander's next season, considering that the 7th season wrapped filming in February and is set to premiere this summer. We can expect to see a more lighthearted Heughan alongside Priyanka Chopra before we see the tense and fast-paced world of Outlander once again. Yeah, fans are going to have to wait a little longer until they get to see the return of Jamie Fraser. But since we discussed the fact that the 8th season will be its last, did you know that Sam Heughan was told the ending of the show years ago? Are you serious? Heughan apparently received an email from author Diana Gabaldon years ago, describing the series ending. Crazy, right? Anyway, enough about Outlander. We'll get to talk more about it when it finally comes back to the small screen this summer. For now, let's keep talking about Love Again. For example, what do we know about the film's production? And are the cast talking about their roles yet? As of right now, there's not a lot of exclusive content or promotional interviews happening yet. But since the film comes out super soon, we can expect to hear more about the cast's experiences and other exclusive content once the release date is a bit closer. But in terms of the production process, the film was confirmed to be in the works way back in April 2019, but they didn't begin filming until late 2020 to early 2021. And surprisingly enough, the film was actually renamed quite a few times. For example, in 2019, the original name of the movie was announced as Text for You, which is a translation of the German film's name. But eventually, 2 years later in 2022,
we had a blast. We did this romantic comedy, which is, at the moment, it's called Text for You. The name might change, but it also features Celine Dion.
Yeah.
And it was just so nice to work on such a sort of sweet movie.
the film was announced to be named It's All Coming Back to Me after the song Celine Dion covered on her 1996 album. As we know, the film was later renamed Love Again, a change they made in November 2022. October 2020 was when they announced the main cast of the film. But did you know that they had to change the release date? Yes, it was supposed to be released in February 2023, but due to some issues behind the scenes, it was pushed back to May, which is a bit later than expected, but still. The film's release is already almost upon us. In just 2 months, we'll get to see Sam Heughan in action as Rob Burns, with this new role of the actor though. Some fans are wondering, does this mean we can expect to see Heughan in more roles in the near future soon? Well, there's not a lot of info on that as of right now. But besides Love Again, we can expect to see Sam in an upcoming adaptation of the video game Days Gone. While the project doesn't have a release date as of right now, it's still exciting to know that Heughan is going to be in more stuff really soon. In the upcoming film, Heughan plays Deacon St. John, who's fighting for his life against mutated humans while trying to find his long-lost, most likely dead lover.
All we got. You could have saved a few lives. There was no hope, there was no time, there was no room, okay? We'd already turned on each other by the time the hordes arrived.
Hope you're right about your old lady, Deke.
Between this filming being in its early stages, Love Again releasing soon, and 2 more seasons of Outlander, Sam Heughan must be incredibly busy, which is great for fans of his work. You're going to be sick of him by the time all of these projects come to an end. Look out for Love Again in theaters May 12th. This was Sam Heughan's role in Love Again revealed.